We are Enterprise Television, and you're watching Enterprise Morning, reaching you from our global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Henry Igwebike.
And I'm Choma Okohe.
All right, in a bit, we'll be going to our newspaper headlines to see all that we have for you this morning, and right after that will be our main conversation also for today. So I will prepare to dish everything that we have for you. Please do well to be part of our community. Have a say in what we say. We are at enterprisetvnews.com, and also like, comment respectfully, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV S7. With us today in the studio to do justice to all that we have and peruse through our newspaper headlines. First, we have Cyril Abaku, a journalist and public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Cyril.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. And also, we have Barrister Vanso Feli, a barrister, law and public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Barrister.
Good morning, Barrister.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being part of our show today. All right, so let's kickstart our newspaper headlines today. Choma, what do we have?
We'll be starting with the Guardian newspaper. And on the top strip of the Guardian newspaper, on inflation, low patronage hits online stores. Malls amid 200% spike in prices. Details are on page 6.
All right, on the bottom strip of the same newspaper, we have Zulum warns Emir against illegal mining insurgency risk.
And moving on the PDP crisis, Makinde backs embattled the Magum as government's NWC plan sack. Details are on page 6.
All right, and also, and still on the Borno flood, we have donation for Borno flood victims hit 11 billion naira.
Okay, moving on fuel scarcity. Tanker drivers cause traffic chaos on Oshodi Apapa Expressway. Details are on page 8.
All right, interestingly, we have on the EFCC Kogi saga, Bello remains wanted. EFCC insists lays siege to Kogi government lodge, and we have it authoritatively here that operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) have made another attempt at arresting Yahaya Bello hours after confusion over his reported visit at the headquarters of the anti-graft agency on Wednesday. EFCC officers reportedly barricaded the premises of Abuja lodge of the Kogi governor, similar to its first or futile attempt to arrest the ex-governor nearly this year. Barrister Vanso Feli, let's look at this. Of course, history is repetitive. I remember very so vividly when Richard Okorocha went through the same ordeal. Yes. You know, members of a security agency, I guess it was the police of the same EFCC, you know, went to his house also in Abuja, and there's the same drama equally played. But do you think we should have a bit of empathy for Yahaya Bello at this time?
Well, the issue of that reference does not even call for empathy. His media aide issued a statement yesterday that the past governor, you know, honored the invitation of the EFCC, because before now he's been put on a watch list and he's been declared wanted, and they've been looking for him. So, according to source, even though I didn't see any pictorial or video evidence to that effect, but it was reported that he went there and the EFCC asked him to go back and come on at a later date. That's what was on the report. Now, only for us to hear that after that incident, the EFCC now went back to the Kogi State Government Lodge.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. And they lay siege in the place on an attempt to forcefully arrest the past governor and take him away. And the security agents at the lodge, you know, put up serious resistance to ensure that the EFCC do not get in through and all that. And there have been a lot of comments from different quarters stating that the EFCC was wrong. For someone whom you are looking for, who appeared before, you know, honored the invitation, it is how do they used to say this thing? Never late than ever. Why do you say that? Something like that. Better late than never. Yes, better late than never. That's if it is true that I actually honor that invitation, because I don't see any pictorial evidence to that. So the issue now is between the Yahaya Bello now and the government. Two words are exactly. What is EFCC looking for? The EFCC, they are looking for Yahaya Bello. Now, having seen him, or so they say, why ask him to go away and come back? Why didn't you interrogate him at that point? Must you forcefully arrest him or disgrace him? You sent an invitation letter before that was not honored. Now it is honored. So is it that EFCC must drag people or forcefully for it to be established that they are working?
But at the same time, why would our sovereign lodges now become diplomatic houses that another agency of the government can't make an intrude into such places?
No. By virtue of the resistance, it does not make it a diplomatic house, or maybe somewhere where people go to seek refuge or whatever. That resistance was the security in a complex. The reason they are put there is to ward off external aggression or anyone who comes to forcefully take anyone.
That is not of the government. But this EFCC, of course, is an agency of the government.
Yes, an agency of the government. And then the security are they not also agency of government in the place? Agency of government too. When they went to arrest him in his house, was it not the security in his house that put up resistance against the agency of government? You understand? When we're now told that the security operative ought to have collaborated and then make an easy entrance. But what I'm saying is, if this man appeared truly, if he appeared before the EFCC, why ask him to go away? And then you now, because you want to drag somebody on the street or something, you want to forcefully. I don't understand this story. This story is not a balanced story for me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Evans.
More revelation.
Okay, over to you, Cyril Abako. Now, meanwhile, the former governor aides have raised an alarm, warning that the EFCC should be held accountable if anything should happen to Yahaya Bello. At this point, even though he was the sitting governor at some point in Kogi State, does it not make him above the law and he shouldn't be brought to book or answer questions depending on how they decide to actually bring him to the authorities to sit to answer the questions? For them to actually deliver this comment saying they should be held accountable if anything should happen to him. Has it gotten to this stage?
Or maybe gone past it. Or they are just all colluding together. But in my candid view, you know the way the cynics say that the law is for the poor and justice is for the rich. And that's how they put it. Maybe if we bypass the cynics, we could say that those who have been victims of injustice had also crafted that sort of quote. But the truth of the matter is that if we as a nation we still have values and any modicum of shame left in us, by this morning, Mr. Olukoyede should not be sitting, keeping his job as EFCC chairman. The IG of police shouldn't be keeping his job. The DSS DG shouldn't be keeping his job. All those who are concerned with security, one way or the other, down the value chain. I say this because this drama has a lot of acts and scenes. But if we limit our focus to between when that whole shameful drama of government arresting at his Abuja house, if I'm correct, and then his own private security stopped the police or EFCC from arresting him, and he got away with it. If sincerely anybody who can resist the government can walk free in our country, and we genuinely didn't know where the person was, what right do we have to say that we are a country, we are a government, we have security? NSCDC, police, DSS, NIA, all of them are there. They couldn't narrow down on where a single individual, somebody who evaded arrest, what could have led to a shootout. A governor came to rescue him. For 5 hours, the police was there versus his own security, and they were armed. For 5 hours. They didn't call anybody to say, Mr. Oga, you sent us my arrest man. He's the reason arrest. The IG of police didn't do anything. EFC didn't do anything. NSA's office didn't do anything. Why are they keeping their jobs? Now that episode ended. Bello went under the radar. Nobody knew where he was. They claimed not to know where he was. Now yesterday, what happened is even a more bizarre playing out of events, if you permit me to use that expression. One, Bello walked into EFCC's office.
It's been confirmed.
He walked into their office. He walked in there. Then the EFCC said, no, that they didn't spot that he was not, no, that it's not the way we're reporting it. They were not sure what to say. It was Bello's spokesperson that now said that he was at the EFCC's office in company of Usman Ododo, governor of Kogi State. But that they did not even as much as question him, not keep him in their custody. Then EFCC spokesperson came back to say that no, that he came to the office because they monitored him in Abuja and saw him in Abuja. The story doesn't really sit well.
So how does it work? Is it okay for someone, a wanted person, to, on his own accord, decide to visit the people who want him?
So I'm coming.
Is there anything against that?
No, there's nothing against it.
Okay.
Now, and we should be asking them actually. I'm coming to, Sean Diddy Combs in America.
Yeah.
When he knew that his indictment was imminent, he flew from where he was to New York City to be arrested, and arrested him. So all of those are points that the lawyers will use in court and say, we are not running from justice.
He willingly brought himself.
Now, it was when Bello's spokesman issued that they've been there and they were allowed to go back, that EFCC now came out to say, you see, because the fact is, yesterday, everybody's number seemed to have been switched off. If you don't communicate, then don't blame us for speculating. Because it is your duty to tell us what happened. You must be clear with your communication. You must be clear with what, if you won't give your own account of it, why is it that in Nigeria today, a war we fought less than 50 years ago or so, in the Civil War, there are many accounts. In fact, there are more lies than there's truth. A war that the people who fought were still alive. But there are, when the Nigerian military and punch some books in the world. So this is the problem. Now, the Yahaya Bello's case, it was when his own spokesman came out and said that we were there. They didn't go, they told us to go. That they said, no, it's because they were we monitored him in Abuja and saw him. So he came to us. I don't understand what. Now, the fact is this: a particular online newspaper was giving sort of real-time reports. Yesterday was saying that this man is there, but that there's political pressure on them not to keep him.
On the EFCC?
Not to keep him.
Okay.
And that he only made this available after his own. I mean, look, again, I am a student and disciple of civilization. Okay. You know, people come to Lagos and say, "Now money I can't find." If you ask what I'm looking at, like, is civilization. Now, I'm wondering what the civilizing, what the enlightening element in this whole drama is, that we're discussing somebody who is purported to have stolen 82 billion naira. A school where he paid school fees for his children up to when they will, whatever. The school has had to refund those monies to the Nigerian government because the EFCC said that they found that those monies were process of corruption. And yet, we are not sure where we stand with him. Now, so when he was at then he left. Then so they said that it was because his camp and the president's camp reached an agreement.
Okay.
To give the president, I mean, this is all water. To give the president the toga or the vineyard of an anti-corruption champion. So that was what made the Bello on his own terms. Then what now happened that later in the night, we now started reading stories again, that the same EFCC that allowed him to walk out of the office. Okay? We are now trying to go and is it ambush or what?
He has honored their invitation.
He has honored
So by making himself present, even at the time they weren't prepared for him.
No, one said now, one tell me we are looking for you. He now came. And you let him go. So what are you doing again? So this issue you raised that a school refunded money. I'm not speaking for Yahaya Bello because EFCC said it's a proceed of crime. That money have not been declared a proceed of crime by the law. So whether school return money or not does not in any way incorporate Yahaya Bello until that money have been linked to crime.
With evidence.
with evidence and showing that Yahaya Bello was the one who
Yes.
actually committed the offense, that is when that becomes valuable or probative. But as it stands now, the school acted impulsively on allegation, which is not wrong, by the way, which is to show that they too want to cooperate so that we'll get to justice. You understand? But at the end of the day, the EFCC who invited him and allowed him to go cannot turn around. And so there's what they call estoppel in law. If you make somebody to believe in the existence of a thing, and the person has taken step in the direction of what you have made him to believe, you cannot turn around and pull out from that same thing and then use the same thing to blame the other party who acted on your own. He was told he was wanted. He believed he was wanted. So he acted, he took steps and went there. The EFCC let him go. And then turn around the same day to want to go and arrest him forcefully, somebody who came voluntarily. So I don't know how they are working.
Evans, now let's see it from this angle, from the online publication that came out, that the pressure from those in power were so much on the EFCC that they had to tell him to go and not to keep him. Now, at this point where those in power can still stand behind those who have actually done some things that are against the law, even though they were sitting governors, when are we going to get it right in this country?
How credible is that story? That's some pressure. How credible is that story? Because the thing is, it is possible in Nigeria for pressure to be on an institution.
True.
No, it's very possible. We see that a lot now. When even on the road, when somebody is arrested, you bring his phone out and say, we'll call his uncle. He will call the uncle will talk to the people, they will allow him go. We do it a lot in Nigeria. In this case, it was a newspaper house that gave that information, that pressure was on, which is probable. What I'm saying is that story.
Okay.
Is that story verified?
Okay, now, even if it's not verified,
so now, I wrong with that.
If the sitting governor of Kogi State now could go in when he was supposed to be arrested a few months back and stay with him for 5 hours, how sure are you that it would not still be possible today that the pressure would be on the EFCC?
From the governor of Kogi State?
Yes.
It's possible.
Now,
the governor, we're told that the governor even went with him on this particular issue. You understand? It's just that the stories, I read different versions of this story, and that's why it's tough to do analysis on it, because we need to, it's a developing story. We need time, okay, to really ascertain what happened yesterday. There are so many versions of that story. There's a version of the story that said he went with his media aide. There's a version that said he went with the current state governor. So the stories are not clear.
Okay.
But whichever way he went to that place, why did EFCC allow him to go?
Okay, I see.
Or it's possible that EFCC has taken his statement because they are not on obligation to keep him. Because detention is not necessary. If the suspect have complied and is available and has written statement and somebody has taken him on bail, detention is not necessary, because even if you detain him, you shouldn't detain more than 48 hours.
Okay,
all right.
Thank you. Now, before we get to the next paper, how will you just, if you are to guess or to say this is how this would end, do we see Yahaya Bello coming out to even stand to answer the necessary questions based on the 80 billion naira we're talking about?
What is 80 billion in the milieu of Nigerian fraud and political corruption? You will be that man may become your next secretary to government of federation, he may become your next Senate president, he may become, because he is ticking all the right boxes that he should be ticking to ascend in his political career in our country.
Go and ask Akpabio.
Yes, go and ask Akpabio. Go and ask a number of them. He is ticking all the right boxes. You see, for me, the reason I speak with some sort of authority isn't even because I was there or I saw anything.
Okay.
For as long as you wouldn't come out with this is journalism basically. Okay. Sometimes we speculate to draw them out. Yeah, so if you won't, why should I be beholden to you when you wouldn't tell us the truth? I should keep my hands, I should keep my ink dry and be looking at you. You will tell a lie, come back and repunctuate it and ask me to now tell another lie. when you are starting, when that one is no longer working, you come back again and change the conclusion and tell me to tell another. I won't do that. The fact is, was Bello at a facility? We didn't say, you see, the point is this. Because of the trajectory, because of history, it is easy to say that the Bello don't go Efcc, they don't keep him there, they detain him. That was so when we reported that said he had gone there, they know, I mean, given everything that happened and that he was even declared wanted, nobody would think that he would go there and walk away. So the editors went ahead of themselves to say, he had been, in fact, they said he surrendered himself to EFCC. That's how some headlines even cast it. Now, I'm asked, so you people that are saying he is still declared wanted. Does a man who is wanted and who shows up, okay, then walks away, still remain wanted? They should answer that question.
All right.
If as long as the now we don't owe them any obligation to, to say any cause of caution, they should come out and say the truth.
All right. So while we wait for them to come, say what the true fact is, and of course, this developing story, we of course promise on Enterprise Television to keep you up to date on that particular story. But let's move on to the This Day newspaper for today. And the big story here says CDS to Obaseki. We have Tinubu's mandate to ensure free, fair poll in Edo. We have a couple of riders here. Governor beg generals to talk to IGP on fairness. A PDP, we are ready for election, alleges APC, bringing in talks from Imo and Kogi Obi rally support for Abatata security agencies. INEC on credible polls. Police refute alleged clampdown on the PDP. Okay, on the top strip of this day newspaper, CBN introduces controversial cybersecurity levy. Slashes tax to 0.005% from 0.5% on all electronic transactions. And also we have a party constitution, not a governor, removed. Aburi Labour Party, says Peter Obi. Okay. I think that's all we have for this day. But let's get into Edo once more. In a couple of days to come, 21st particularly, we'll have elections in Edo State. There's this fear from the current people in Edo State, particularly the PDP, on the need that it's possible that APC might hijack the elections. How is it even plausible that a sitting governor who has all the architecture and everything he has within his reach, why would he be so scared that this is a possibility of the ruling party at the center coming to take over his seat?
It's referring to federal might.
Exactly.
The umpire itself largely and unfortunately are answerable to the federal might. So that fear is genuine, except he wants to live in denial. Because even as a governor, you can be twisted. Yes, you can just see yourself helpless. You see, it takes less than 1 hour to rig an election. Entire state, less than 1 hour to just set all the vote aside and write one result. I'm telling you, it takes less than that. So he's been guarded. That is why, if you notice, the focus is that they have, according to them, police and all that, they want a situation where the PDP will not succeed the current governor. A PDP aspirant or candidate will not succeed him because they have laid siege. They want an opposing party governorship aspirant or flag bearer to take over so that they will expose all he has done according to what they think. So he must guard himself and ensure that he play the right politics to ensure that power is not, taken away. Because the truth is that he used to be in the APC. Yes. So he knows the game as much as the people who are planning against him. He knows what they will do. It's predictable that is what they are going to do. Even if at the nick of time, at his transition, he was able to do it so smoothly. Yeah, he was able to do it so smoothly because other PDP governors, supported him, the like of Wike, Makinde, so many of them. They called them G5 that time, right? They all supported him and they made it possible for him. They brought in resources and made sure that even the umpire and everybody
They put the spotlight
Yes,
on the state.
you understand.
So the center wasn't strong enough as at the time.
No,
Is
not
that what it is?
not that the center wasn't strong enough, but the people were also not happy with the way Adam Soshomole acted. So the sympathy from the people, then the injustice that godfatherism, you know this expression, I don't know, be Lagos.
Exactly.
And then when Bola Tinubu himself, he was not the president, then he came out to say they should not vote for him, for Obaseki and all that. People, people from Edo, they saw it as an affront. Yes, so there was a critical mass against that idea, because what Oshomole wanted to do is to replicate what Tinubu is in Lagos. And the Edo people don't want that, and they don't even want you to come and say it and all that. So many things worked against Adam Soshomole, and today this man have completed his 8 years in office. So it wouldn't be fair for him to just say, you know what, I'm done. Anybody, any political party can come take over whatever it is. He want to also secure a handover to the PDP. So that is the credible thing to do. If you have served under a party and been the leader of the party, you want your successor to come from your party and not the other way around.
All right.
So what he's doing is clear, but he's going to find it very tough, because we have, I mean, the opposition is not just one now, unlike the other case. I mean, they're up to 17 candidates, right?
Yeah.
In the elections. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. I wanted to ask you, knowing that same Bola Tinubu, before he became, of course, he's the president now, spoke against Obaseki and told Edo people to vote for APC. Now he is the president. How much do you think we should believe this statement from the CDS to Obaseki that we have Tinubu's mandate to ensure free, fair poll in Edo?
No, it's clear now. It's clear. It's clear where this is going. It will take a miracle for the PDP to retain power in the states. And that is without prejudice to how the voter will want to cast his ballot. But clearly the odds have been stacked against the PDP very heavily. I hope that events in 2 days time don't take a mighty toll in bloodshed. Yes, because the signs are there. Governor Bass, when you pinch, and to be fair, we can look at the events in Edo and realize that the PDP has been sort of boxed into a corner where they can barely find oxygen to breathe. I mean, it's apparent, it's clear. The PDP itself was in power in 2015. We saw some of their antics and things, yes, but in the current context, they've been dealt a very unfair hand. They're not going to that election on a level playing field. One of the key issues there, this man was a special advisor and essay to Governor Wike in Rivers State on lands. I'm coming on lands. Okay. Today, he is the wreck in Edo State.
But who are we talking about here?
The INEC wreck in Edo State.
The one the Wike said is the direct cousin of that.
He was also his former advisor in Rivers State on lands and housing, I think. And Wike has said, "Okay, face your election." And INEC has said they will not remove the man.
And who's Wike supporting? Is he supporting his own party, or the party is in bed with?
Wike is supporting the party is in bed with. You know what I mean?
So that's plain direct anti-party.
I mean, you can
against his own party, and because he has problem with Obaseki too.
Yes.
Because after the intervention, they clash.
Also, yes.
They clash.
So these are some of the issues, and in our politics here, these are the factors you must look at. Nothing more. It's ironical that, and really, it's a travesty of justice that in our elections, the voter comes last. They don't think about the voter. It is the elite that just sit down and begin to balkanize and
they've captured the voter a long time ago.
And the voter is the least, is the weakest part is the weakest link in the chain. Why is it so? So there, frankly speaking, I think that the fact that someone who had been a former advisor to Wike, former advisor to why should how does it become a wreck suddenly? How? We should never be allowing this, but it is there. Up to 60 PDP mobilizers were arrested and taken to Abuja. Then Nigeria police comes and says the Edo State security network, whatever, is banned. We've seen all sorts. It is the reason the governor, the PDP signed the peace accord.
Yes.
And so these are, if you can't resolve this issue, now the police arrest and get them in detention. The question, what was the law say about arresting someone? If you must remain beyond 48 hours, which is maximum as far as I know, I think there should be a court of law saying it should be so. But the police should not use its own prerogative, which we don't know where it is getting from. And so already a lot has been done to deal the PDP and unfair. It's plain. It's the truth. Now, besides that, let me ask you, Henry. There was this argument about one the APC candidate saying, "I will feed you, I will give you insecurity." Some people say the video was doctor. Some people say it was doctor.
Yeah, okay.
But let's even look at it. You have Aswe Godalo. He's a titan in the Nigerian corporate Nigeria. Olu Apata, no less so. A titan in corporate Nigeria. In fact, in Africa. Mondok Beverly, with due respect to him.
Of the PDP.
Of the APC.
Okay.
He's a serving senator. Glory be to God. We thank him. So we thank God for that. But I'm very sure if you place these three men on a pedestal, it is easy to begin an elimination. If you wanted to do an elimination, we shouldn't even be having a conversation of some kind. We should not have it.
It does not honor media.
He could not do the debate. When you give him security, what does he want to come and say?
Well, both gentlemen actually didn't come for the debate, both from the PDP and the APC.
They wouldn't. Yes, for obvious reasons. But I'm just saying that even if you place, okay, let's even take Labour Party out. Let's look, because the main party, the ruling party and the opposition party, and basically APC and people, should we be having a conversation between Mondok Ebola and Igodalo? Seriously, should we have any conversation? But this is where
you should know. You should let me play the devil's advocate.
Because of democracy.
He's of age. From Edo State.
Because of democracy.
No, yeah, we cannot throw that away. See, you know why we're analyzing this way?
Because of democracy.
The politicians have dealt with our psyche to a point where we are forgetting that what we're doing is democracy. Yes, so fair play. We're talking about fair play. Everybody should give you the opportunity to come and exercise. What they should do. He's of age. He's from Edo State. He has supporters, whether they like it or not. Some people will vote for him. So it's for you to give him the opportunity to do that.
I mean,
but we know,
senator to become senator.
But we know in the heart of our hearts that it's not a match to any of the other two. You understand? Even from those political parties that are not
NNPP.
Yes, those don't have better candidates in strength, intellectual, and stature. Yes. You understand? But just because we are doing democracy, you give him the opportunity to go there and exercise his own democratic ability. But at the end of the day, it's unfortunate that it's not the people that will decide who will become the leader. It's not also the politicians that will decide. It's the court.
And that's actually one of
I don't know going to court after this kind of work set like this. You think they will not go to court?
The lawyers have already...
Because actually, I wanted to ask you, if you were in the council, if you were on the roster of the PDP, what do you think would be your best advice for them now to caution issues of the future? Like ensuring, what exactly would be your advice for them now?
My advice would be that the moment they start to file in for accreditation, they should record everything. They should have everything on video recording. Start to gather your evidence. This election is not election. We're just preparation for litigation. It's not election. We're just coming out so that we'll go to court later. So start to get all your evidence. Monitor conversation between the rec and anybody. Get the social network, social network, the service providers to provide you with conversation.
Yes.
You understand? Get your evidence now. Most politicians don't do. They focus on the election. And the election is not going to produce a winner. The election is going to produce a scam. And the only way to dismantle that scam is then get the evidence with which you will now upturn that. Because if the first court, if the tribunal does not upturn it, you have the Court of Appeal and you have the Supreme Court. At one point within this chain, Go and ask the Kano governor. The tribunal said they didn't win. The Court of Appeal affirmed the tribunal. The Supreme Court turned it over. You understand?
So what magic happened at that point?
No, it's not every time that our laws are not working. It just depends on the conspiracy at those junctions. You understand? So if you have everything, you stand a higher chance to have a court upturning justice than when you don't have anything. Why P2B could not muster? The Supreme Court did what they did, wrongly so. But why P2B could not also muster that energy was because of the lack of evidence.
Really?
Yes.
With all the evidence that he had, boxes of...
Hold on. P2B's case was a case of a man that was played out of the game of politics. If you see the process that was filed in court, it was a fantastic one. The proceedings filed in court, fantastic one. But the evidence adduced, most of the evidence that was, the adverse party had soiled INEC. INEC were giving them blank sheet. INEC is the only place where you go and get the copies because they are the, what you call proper custody. You understand? You get this thing, but INEC is compromised. So what they used to fight in court could not have granted their claim. Could not have done that. I will know that to be won the election.
Very well.
Yeah, but what is the evidence that are going to use to, which the court answers to, and not our sentiments? So that's why I'm saying that when election is ongoing, this is what they need to do to ensure that they have an eagle or a drone or something. Someone just gather your evidence. Because you are going to court definitely. While you get others to focus on the election.
Thank you, Barrister Evans. Okay, say Robert, let's get a pattern shot.
Well, election has two phases. Vote not fight. Right? Vote not fight. So the voter should have that confidence, go to the polls, cast his ballot. But like you say in law, equity does not aid indolence. So if you're a party, if you're a party, no less an interested party in to what is going on, gather your evidence because it's part of the ammunition for war when it comes to electoral matters in our country. To so not do is to do yourself in. So a word is enough for the wise.
Unfortunately, in all of this, we weren't even talking about the opportunities that Labour Party has in all of the picture painted here.
No, they have an opportunity now. You can't rule them
very
out.
good friend.
You can't rule them out. They have made strides in this thing. It's just that the dominant parties seems to be worrying more. Otherwise, we have and when the dominant parties, when they war very really dirty, it gives LP a chance. It's just that LP too, they don't have a house together. Okay, Lamidi Abure against the governor of Abia State and Obi and the Nenadi Usman's committee that should produce a national working committee that will. So they don't have a house in order. So
and with his knowledge of law, I hope he would, of course, you use that to his advantage. Of course, he knows everybody that knows everybody in the legal ecosystem.
Yeah, yes. But the knowledge of law does not necessarily metamorphosize into votes or the likes of it, whatever it is. Did the Ghanaian family not contest as the president of Nigeria? They gathered his vote and threw it away. So, no knowledge of law.
All right. So let's hope that 21st will be peaceful. And of course, we have it, 35,000 policemen have been deployed to Edo State to ensure that there's peace in that particular state. And we hope that those who will participate will do the needful to ensure there's peace in Edo State, most importantly.
I want to say a very big thank you to Sila Bako. Thank you for joining us today. And Barrister Evans Philip, thank you for staying through.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And when we return, in a rather shameful twist of events, students of University of Ibadan resorted to crowdfunding to pay their tuition, following a 500% hike. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.